Any other questions? Or?
Paul?
Yeah.
What do you think about organically grown foods that we see in organic stores and stuff? Are they, do you see them as being healthy?
People come here on these tours and they say, we buy organic. Doesn't taste like this. You got it. Let me tell you something. The Bible says in the end, they're going to say what's wrong is right and what's right is wrong. Organic does not mean what it did years ago. They've changed all the rules. Let me give you an illustration. If you go to Sunny Farms here, which is a really nice store in Swim, and you buy their organic carrots, little small ones, and you eat them, you think they're organic. But you know my dog knows they're not, because if I feed one to her, she won't eat it. So I go to the owner and says, Roger, talk to me. My dog pulls carrots out of my garden, eats them all day long. I give him one of yours, she won't eat it. Gets a sad look on his face and says, Paul, they raise them organically, but the producer sprays them for shell, and you can feel this slime on them. Your dog's picking up on that spray. Your dog knows it's poisonous. So I'm just telling you, in these times, when you go to the store, ask, God, can I buy this? And if you have an animal, take it with you and feed it to them. If they won't eat it, my dog will not eat Costco apples. She eats my apples all day long. I'm just telling you, the animals know. They didn't separate. They're operating an instinct that's part of the spirit. They connect with God. They know what's safe. We don't. So when you go to the store, the word says, do all things by prayer. You pray, God, can I buy this? This is safe. Because it's not what it says. It's not what it says. And we're living in those times. And this is why I'm glad you're here, and I want you to get that this is doable. It's not hard, and we need to. And can I tell you what I think in the Spirit's happening? Here's what I'm hearing in the Spirit. You wouldn't believe the response this film has had all over the world. We're talking millions, and was never advertised. I make grammatical errors. It's not well done, but it has God's favor and His anointing, and here's why. Because the Word says when the enemy comes in like a flood, and he has, the Lord raises up a standard against him. This is a standard against hell. God is raising up a standard. He's revealing to His people how you can live well and healthy in spite of everything falling apart. Because He's good. He's a good God, and He's making provision. It's not coincidental you're here. It's not accidental. God is letting you know that things are coming down and that you have amazing potential in Him to be totally good. You know, when it all fails, all the banks close, no trucks come to town with food, everybody's starving, I'm good for life. Because my God brings sun and rain, my plants produce seed, and I need nothing from them. See, I've been training myself for years. I'm not going to the store because I know everything that can be shaken will be shaken. So I'm just getting in shape for it, getting set up, because there won't be stores in the future. Everybody will be starving. It says before Jesus comes back, 2/3 of the population are killed, are destroyed. 2/3. We're going to see major death all over the planet from all these issues that man's produced. Can I tell you something? What's happening today? You know, the tribulation you read about in Revelation is not the effect of God being angry and resentful. That's the effect of man's poor choices, rebellion, and greed. Can I tell you why earthquakes are happening more often than ever? The geologists are now agreeing with me. In the earth, the earth has always been moving on its plates from day one. But in the earth, God has major shock absorbers. You know, the shock absorber works with your car. There's oil in it. God has oil in the earth to absorb shock. And so as we take out all the oil out of the earth and create these huge gaps, major cavities that nothing fills, when the earth shifts, it's got great holes to fall into. This is why earthquakes are more abundant. The reason famines are happening, Monsanto will create them. By withholding seed, famine's going to happen. If their seed doesn't produce, there's no seed because they took out all the real. Pestilence happen because the plants are unhealthy. And the pests increase because they're taking out all those unhealthy plants. All the stuff that's coming down on us is the result of poor choices, rebellion against God, and here's the word, be not deceived, God is not mocked, whatever you sow, you reap. These are what we're reaping because of poor choices.
I've heard about sprouts, eating sprouts.
Sprouts are awesome. Seeds, let me tell you about the power of seeds. Track with me. You ever look at a celery seed?
Yeah.
We're talking like tiny. It's like dust. Listen to me. In that celery seed, that tiny little seed, is enough life force to create a stem and 2 leaves before there's any root. That's all in that tiny seed. Seeds are the most compacted food that exists. They're really potent sources of food. That's why God says in Genesis, vegetables, fruits, and their seeds is what I've given to you for food. Seeds are powerful food. And when you sprout them, You know, it's just right there, live food. You know, so you can do it all in your kitchen. You don't need you can do that. You don't need a yard. You know, so there's so many ways to get abundant food out of things that's growing. There's really no excuse. We can live well. You know, and to be sick and unhealthy is unnecessary. It's completely unnecessary. It doesn't have to happen.
I got two more quick questions. One is, as far as how do you know what things are native to where you are and their seasons and that kind of thing? I'm a straight city guy.
Well, you'll learn. You go plant stuff and it doesn't happen. That doesn't work here. No, I'm being real. I mean, I grew up in California, and I had you know, avocados and persimmons and nectarines, and they don't grow here. You know, I don't care how I try it. They just don't grow.
Whatever grows here.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. And trial and error works.
Okay.
And your mistakes are good teachers. So just go and the best way is just to ask God, can I plant this here? He'll tell you. You'll have a piece if you can. You'll have a check if you don't. You know, just ask Him. I mean, He's so there. You know, He says He's ever-present help at every time needed. He says, in all of your ways, what does all leave out? In all of your ways, acknowledge Him, and He'll direct your path. So just start connecting. You'll love it. You'll be out in your yard, and He'll just show you amazing stuff. It just like blows you away. Like, what a great idea.
You told a story once about how you had a blackbird up on your flagpole.
It's still there.
Did you tell that story?
That's a crow. Crows are very, very mean birds. They're very merciless and they're very intelligent. And they come to my orchard to eat my apples. They don't eat the whole apple. They bite into one and go to another one. And they damage my apples. I went for like decades with them never being here. And one year they came in and like 5 o'clock in the morning, they come in like huge flocks and just wail my apples. And so I'm saying, God, what do? I get my 22 to shoot them, and they got one over here that tells the others I'm shooting them, and they leave. They got these outposts all around. You can't do a thing about them. I'm telling you, know. And so God says, we'll kill one and hang it up. He told me. And so I finally got a shot at one. It flew off, and I thought I lost it. I let it down my pond. It was laying in my pond. So I got up and I hung up on that pole over there. I was out at 5 o'clock the next morning to see what was going to happen. They come in, just wrapping their heads off, getting ready for breakfast. As soon as they came into view of that, they started flying higher, and their whole tone of sound changed, and they never landed again. And one year, there was a big raven out here in my field, and he was on the ground tracking with something. I couldn't figure out what it was, so I went and got my 22, and I got on my porch, and he didn't move, and I nailed him. When I hung him up there, those crows flew a lot higher that next year. I'm serious. They were a lot higher because, man, if there's a raven dead, this is really not a safe place to live. A crow is the finest scarecrow on the whole planet. There's nothing. A dead crow, man, is really effective.
Well, it's amazing to me because I've seen so many scarecrows and their birds just sitting on them.
Oh, yeah, they know better. They're not stupid.
And, you know, you ask God and He just gives you this simple, ingenious method.
A dead crow is a very effective communicator. This is not a safe place. I don't want to be like that.
If I saw a dead guy hanging by 1 foot from a flagpole, I wouldn't go anywhere near it.
This is awesome. My whole problem ended, and every year I hang one up there.
Can I see it?
You see that white pole over there? And you see that thing waving at the top? That's a dead crow. It's getting pretty dehydrated out because it's been there all summer.
I haven't seen it.
Watch the wind blow. You'll see it at the very top. See it there?
Yeah, it looks almost like a shoe.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It looks like a shoe.
I gotta get another one, but I get one every year put up there. But it works.
Can you use a synthetic one?
No. Can I tell you something about synthetic? It's only us that believe in synthetic. All nature doesn't. I watched this woman put up in her. I watched these people put up in their apple trees and cherry trees, especially cherry trees, dead birds, synthetic ones. Birds come and eat. But I watched this woman kill a snake, a real one, and hang it up there. And I watched them put the plastic ones. They come right on top of the plastic one. When that dead one was there, the real one, the birds never came to that cherry tree. They knew that was a real snake. They're smart. They're just not stupid like us. They really, again, they didn't separate from God. Only we did. Animals didn't separate. They're connected by their instinct. They really. Ever notice animals from infancy, with going to no school, they know how to build their homes and feed themselves and live incredibly healthy lives. From infancy. Some of us at 30 years old haven't got it yet. And we go to school. I mean, come on, connect the dots. My little chickens out here. These little chickens, man, get it. They know how to eat and live. You know, they're babies. No one taught them. You put an infant out there, they'll just die. They won't stay alive. It's huge.